Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Professor versus SoundCloud. I'm a little under the weather, but let's talk about it. I want to talk about Alonzo Ball and Alonzo Ball's father. A little under the weather. His father be saying some crazy stuff, but let's listen to some of what he's saying and let's just talk about it.
You say that one day Lonzo is going to be Steph Curry of Golden State.
Hey, let me tell you this right now. I have the utmost confidence in what my boy is doing.
You
I'm going to
should.
tell you right now, he's better than Steph Curry to me. Here, put Steph Curry on UCLA's team right now and put my boy on Golden State and watch what happens.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, you double down on it right there.
Double down on it again. And like I said, if I don't know what my boy's about, I'm not going to make that statement. Steph's going to have problems trying to guard my boy. And like I say, play one-on-one.
Steph gonna have problems trying to guard my boy play one-on-one. He's talking about Alonzo Ball, the high school All-American, plays for UCLA, turning up all day. I watched some of Alonzo Ball's highlights. The boy is good. He's beyond talented. He's gifted. That's what beyond talented means. He's just gifted. It was just handed to him. And he's doing the right thing with it. However, there's been some backlash because of his father. And his father has just been saying some really crazy stuff. And people are like, you need to back off. Charles Barkley had said something to him about backing off, and he was like, why are you telling me, to back off? I'm his father. I gave him that. Well, let's listen to some other things that Lavar Ball, Alonzo's father, is saying. This is from the herd.
Let's go back to your Steph Curry. My son's going to be better than Steph.
Right.
If you could do it again, would you pull it back and say no?
And here's the thing. I don't pull anything back. Whatever I say, I say. It's just like what Charles Barkley is saying with all these guys. If Charles thought like me, maybe he'd win a championship.
That hurts.
Oh, yeah, it hurt. Because he's saying sometimes when stuff come out of people's mouth, it's just stupid. Guess what? You talking too. So everybody has an opinion how things work. I don't care about that. I put the goals up high. Just like I was saying that my son is better. I know what my boy's about. I know what work he put in. It's not a one-on-one sport. But if it is one-on-one, I'm going to take the taller, faster, stronger guy.
It doesn't always work. The taller guy doesn't always work because you had some people in the NBA who were short. And was that Spud Webb? 4'11", and it just turned up. And so that doesn't always work in the NBA and or in football, NFL. So it's not necessarily a taller guy. Stronger and faster, yes, those things definitely apply. But you got people who were in the NBA who were just dynamic, and they were nowhere near. I mean, they weren't an Xavier McDaniels. You know what I'm saying? Steve Kerr, and you had some people who were. Allen Iverson is not the strongest guy in the world. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know who Xavier McDaniels is, go look at him. He was built like a MMA fighter. This dude was huge. But Allen Iverson is a Hall of Famer, and he is definitely not the strongest guy, but he had mad skill. So saying that you're going to pick the stronger, faster, taller guy does not always apply to wins. It doesn't. The guy with the most skill is what you should be saying. And that's just that. And I'm going to tell you right now, LeBron James isn't the strongest guy in the NBA. But he's the guy with the most skill. He has better defensive skill than pretty much most players. And when he's on the court, his team is better defensively and offensively. And you can't say that about every player who's up for MVP now. A lot of times when James Harden gets on the basketball court, his team does worse defensively. Okay? Because he turns the ball over so much. And because he just stands there and watches people go right by him. He's not the best of it. So you can't always take those three elements and it applies to a win. Your son just happens to be tall, fast, and I wouldn't say the strongest guy in the game, but nonetheless, he's a strong player. So that's completely out as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. But let's listen to some more with Lonzo's father is saying, LeVar Bell is saying, and just try to. We're just talking about it before I really get into.
You say that one day Lonzo is going to be better than Steph Curry at Golden State.
Hey, let me tell you this right now.
Yeah.
I have the utmost confidence.
He already said that. Okay, I want to pick that apart. Let's be real. For one, Steph Curry's ability to shred in offense is a God's gift. Point blank. Okay? The way Steph practices, nobody in the NBA does that. He dribbles 2 balls with beer goggles on. He has goggles that makes his vision blurry. And he's precision dribbling with both of the balls. Okay? His skill is this is one reason why I tell you the NBA is fixed. Like when he got fouled out in Game 7, it's just like, come on. And when he's missing shots, it's like look, it's only human. You're gonna miss some shots. But the shots he was missing, it's like, listen, he was making shots and looking at the defensive player. He'd be like, boom. And then look at the defensive player like, what? And the ball would go in. Like Steph Curry's skill it's beyond, it's almost magical. It's ridiculous what he can really, really do if the NBA allows him to do it all the time. That's just it. I mean, can Alonzo Bell stop Steph Curry? We would have to see that matchup. Can Steph Curry stop Alonzo Bell? I mean, same thing. We would have to see that. Are they both good players? No, Steph Curry is a great player. He's not a good player. All right? Kyrie Irving is a good player to me. Kevin Love is a good player to me. Kyrie Irving is a better player. But to say that they're great, like if they weren't on the squad, would they still go to the championship? You can replace Kyrie Irving and still go to the championship. You can replace Kevin Love and still go to the championship. You can still win a championship without those two. LeBron James, no, because he's a great player. So there's good and then there's great. Is Lonzo Ball gonna be a great player? Yeah, if he doesn't get hurt. Is his father interfering with his process? I'm gonna tell you right now. This is where we get into the NBA's fix and stuff like that. You got to be careful. Now, Lonzo Ball's father said, let me pull it up real quick, because you got to be careful here. There's playing ball and then there's playing ball. You guys know how it goes. Listen to this.
And because of your philosophy and your look on life, right, everybody wants to talk to you right now because of the NC2A playoffs that are coming up. And everybody, and because of your philosophy and your look on life, right, everybody wants to talk to you right now because of the NC2A playoffs that are coming up. And everybody, not everybody, but there are a lot of people who have very strong opinions that, oh, maybe he's interfering. Right. Maybe he is
interfering.
Too strong of an image for his son.
Maybe he's interfering. Maybe he's too strong of an image for his son.
Why doesn't he just back off just a little bit?
I'm having some connection problems. Why doesn't he just back off just a little bit? I'm going to disagree with all that. Why don't you just back off just a little bit?
Well, here's the thing.
I'm having some connection problems, but nonetheless, it's on World Star what he says.
And because of your philosophy and your look on life, right, everybody wants to talk to you right now because of the NC2A playoffs that are coming up. And everybody, not everybody, but there are a lot of people who have very strong opinions that, oh, maybe he's interfering. Right. Maybe he is too strong of an image for his son.
Okay, freeze right there. Maybe he's too strong of an image for his son. This is why I say you got to be careful. Because this is a reporter saying this. And this reporter isn't saying it just off of his speculation. He's saying this because these are the common words that are coming out of people's mouths. And the people who are saying this are people who are in the business, running the business of basketball. That's what they're saying. You are too strong of an image. Now, you're talking to a black father, okay? Black fathers tend to be very strong when it comes to their image, simply because we're raised that way. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot been taken from us, and so when we finally have something and we know that it is going to bring, I would say, wealth to the family, it can bring the family up. Yeah, you're going to have somebody who's going to be very strong in trying to put a stamp on that, especially somebody who's been around basketball or just been around business and knows that the people, and not everybody is on your side. So I don't blame him for being a strong image. But nonetheless, what this reporter is telling him to do is tone it down a scotch. Okay? Because they could, like I said, it's fixed. So if they don't want your son to play, guess what? Your son doesn't have to play in the NBA. You can run your mouth all you want to. But if they don't want your son to play, your son will not play at all. And that's just the facts. They will stop. I mean, this dude, his father is saying things that are making people, that are ruffling people's feathers. Like, he's saying things like he wants $1 billion contract for his son, $100 million a year for 10 years. He said, you don't even have to give it to me all at once. Give me $100 million for 10 years. See, that kind of thing right there is where you need to, come on. LeBron James is the only one who's come anywhere close to that as far as contracts. And some of those contracts are not even in basketball. It's just the fact that he has so many contracts going on. He's such a good businessman. But as far as basketball is concerned, he's the only one that's even close to that. Okay? So you running off at the mouth and saying things like that, it's like, nobody wants to deal with that, because you're not dealing with reality. This is where I have a problem with what he's saying. As far as him bringing a strong image, I don't have an issue. But, you can, have you ever, guys and girls, have you ever went to date somebody and then you met their parents and you were just like, dog, that person was great for me, but their parents, or if you're an older person, have you met somebody and their kids were terrible? You're just like, yo, that's the one for me, and then their kids were just terrible. This is what's happening here. It's somebody on the outside of the relationship who could easily be a detriment to the relationship. And that's what's happening here. So I say, you got to be careful. So let's listen to what else he has to say.
Why didn't he just back off just a little bit?
That's a warning.
Well, here's the thing.
What's the
Why
thing?
would I bag off a little bit when I'm the reason they're where they at right now? Now, here's the thing, too.
Because you're the reason what he has right now. He plays for UCLA. He doesn't have $1 million contract. He is not in the NFL. Remember Maurice Claret? Okay? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. You get people who think just because you're good in college, that means it's going to transfer instantly to the pros. But the pros is a business. It's different. So, I mean, the way he's looking at it is like, my son's definitely going to go. And he could go to the pros. That's all fine and well. But you can mess up his deal, is what they're saying. And he probably will. Because no coach is going to want to deal with this.
That type of talent. They didn't interview KD's dad.
This is
they
wrong.
They didn't interview LeBron's dad.
He's saying they didn't interview KD's dad or LeBron's dad. This is where this is wrong. I'm going to back this up a little bit. He shouldn't have done this.
Now, here's the thing, too. Anybody with that type of talent, they didn't interview KD's dad. They didn't interview LeBron's dad. They didn't interview D-Wade's dad. Now you got a dad that's up here in the background. Now you scared.
Nobody's
Saying,
scared.
man, all the guys that we dealt with, we can push them to the side and let them say, mama, mama, mama. Mama will say, oh, my boy's good. And they give him a little something, that's good. Of course they want me out the picture because a lot of them didn't have no strong father in the picture like this.
That's wrong.
These people in the media.
Steph Curry's dad has always been in this picture, so that's a lie.
Yeah, they talk about sports. Okay, stay in your lane, Charles Barkley. Stay in your lane. You talk about parenting, that's a different thing. I haven't heard about you parenting. I've seen him up on TNT with his 2 dogs. You're going to talk about 2 dogs before you talk about somebody that's in your family or a daughter.
Okay, this guy's making a carnal mistake that a lot of parents do when they think their children are getting ready to fall into some money, so on and so forth. There's nothing wrong with being a strong parent. There are plenty of parents out there whose children play professional sports, but they know how to stay in their lane. They know exactly what to say and what not to say. I'm telling you, this guy is not looking at the NBA and thinking that this entity could shut him down in a heartbeat. And I'm telling you that they can. Listen, the NBA is fixed. Nobody told LeVar Bell.